Hey guys, it's Noob Zero here, back with another video with some more Mortal Kombat, and this time we're going to go through with Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the N64. You can see it's a little different. This is the first trilogy that I owned, and then I got the PlayStation 2 trilogy. And then much later, I got the Sega Saturn version. It's got that cool little intro. I mean, the only issue is it kind of sounds like it's all the sounds running through a pop can. Alright, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you, I know I usually go through Ultimate and all that with Noob Saibot. I'm going to do it again today because he runs differently, and unfortunately with Mortal Kombat Trilogy and Ultimate, you don't really have too much of a choice to go through with other characters. You usually have to run it on Novice or Master, and I will do that in the future, just playing with other characters, because then you can play a little bit more. But if you're trying to go through the Master Tower, you gotta use somebody cheap like Noob or Smoke. Now, before I started the record here, I put in the cheat codes right on the gaming screen we were looking at there, and I put everything in. Excuse my yawning. I put everything in before we came in. Gave myself unlimited run. No fatality timer. That's really about it. There's not really any more options. But this version of Trilogy does have more options compared to the other ones for cheats, and it's kind of like how the Super Nintendo was. It's the same way. The game runs smoothly, but it does have some slowdown. I found out doing some background research on the games and stuff, on the releases and everything, and I know people still have tournaments to this day on Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and I guess this is the one they use the most for tournaments, because it doesn't have that, I guess it's between consoles. Now, I always thought it was the what am I trying to say here? I thought that all versions had that bug where they freeze, and I guess maybe this one doesn't. It's the Super Nintendo, so I bet that's why. I don't know, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. I know the Super Nintendo does for sure, but apparently this is the most stable version out there, and I thought it was the Saturn version. To me, I mean, I thought it was, but hey, you know, one can be wrong. Nobody's perfect. But yeah, this game's great. You could see that brutality. That was almost Sega-like, where the bones fell off the screen. And if you notice, when we were picking the character, the roster of characters is a little bit smaller. So there's some things, you know, when I got this, because I had a 64 and my friend had a PlayStation, and I got the PlayStation after they did the whole revamping of it and made the PS1, and which I still have to this day. But first I had the 64, and so I could see his version of Trilogy, but I still love this one because the characters are bigger. You have an option to turn up the blood. You have more blood. You know, of course, a couple things you do, the blood will glitch out. So, but it's still it's got its pluses, you know, and there's some minuses to it. Like I said, there's slowdown on this one. Not major. It can mess you up sometimes, but it's pretty fast. It's pretty fast. Still pretty fun. But you're not able to use classic Raiden or classic Kung Lao or any of those options. Can still do that though. He was just sticking around for a minute. So as you can see, I can actually pull off the shadow throw, punch, and smoke combo when the Saturn version and the PlayStation do not let you do that. You have to do something else. You have to do... I'll show you here if it lets me do it. Oop, he's gonna manhandle me. Okay, looks like next round. You would have to do it like that. And see, on this version it cools down. You can't do it again. So preferred method is that. Oh, come on. There we go. It wasn't far enough away. That is the stupidest animality ever. He should at least pooped him out. See how that process works? You can do that forever on this one. Fatality.
Fatality.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Wins. Round 3, fight. Pathetic. Noob Saibot wins. Friendship. Friendship again. Round 1, fight.
Ooh.
Noob Saibot wins. Round 2, fight.
Ooh. Oh, you little punk. He's such a turd. I was trying not to hit block. Well, I have no choice now. I just hit block. Out of habit. Well, darn it. Boom.
Noob Saibot wins. Brutality.
Brutality.
Round 1, fight.
Let's see if I can get away with not blocking. I'm gonna risk it. Oh, immediately. Woo! Ooh, oh, ooh, oh. Ooh. Come on. Ooh, we might get lucky. Ooh, we might do it. Without blocking. Oh, we did it. I didn't want to punch her, so I backed up. All that effort, and if I would have punched her, I would have been upset. Alright, let's see if we can get the bug to work in this one. There it is.
Noob Saibot wins. Round 2, fight.
Some versions of while you're fighting this, it's easier to do. Like the Super Nintendo, you can do it too. On their Ultimate version, it's just a little bit to get it to work. A little bit harder. Ooh. Oh.
Mortal wins. Round 3, fight.
There we go.
Noob Saibot wins.
See how he kind of gets stunned and he keeps flying back as long as you pressure him.
Noob Saibot.
Noob Saibot. Ooh. I love the way this ends on here. The N64 is the only one that does this. At least that I'm aware of. I don't know if there's another. I have the PC version too. I don't think it does this. I'd have to see if I can get that one up and running again. There's some problems with it. Again, like I said, almost every version has issues. But I'll have to see if I can get that up and running again and see if it does do that. I don't remember. We're going to do the outcome. Like I said, I did release, or I said I was going to release it, but I did put out the collection, or the demonstration earlier. So if you want to see that, it is on the channel. The Supreme demonstration. It's unique too. It's got all the fatalities and the brutalities. Which I think it's interesting how Noob Saibot is the original Sub-Zero. That's actually how I got my gamer tag a long time ago. When I think we were playing. I was playing a lot of Call of Duty then, and a lot of Mortal Kombat. And Sub-Zero died, and we figured, way back then in part 2, you figure out his younger brother isn't the original Sub-Zero, and then we just speculated Noob Saibot. When he appeared, he was probably his brother. Or he was the dead original. And then come to find out that's literally who he is. Which I don't even know if that was what their idea was at the time. So I came up with Noob Zero. And that was way back then, but that became my gamer tag for the longest time. But anyway. Yeah, that was the playthrough of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. You guys should definitely try it if you never have. I mean, you'll see it's a pretty solid game. It's pretty fast, but you do have an occasional slowdown here. You're just gonna have to get past the kind of pop can sound. Now, of course, on my final video here, I'll end up making the sound a little bit better, enhancing it for you guys. But it's still a good game. You can see little differences here and there when you go into the character roster. It's not as big. You don't have as many options. The bosses aren't there. But one difference is you can get the bosses. You just have to kind of do a little bit of a code to select them. They can only be on certain stages, and they have fatalities. So one of these times, maybe I'll do a boss run with them. I think you can play the game. You just have to be on certain stages, and we'll see how that works. Anyway, guys, you guys have a good night or day, depending on where you are. Play something fun. I'll see you later.